Okay, welcome back, friends. We will now see about the male reproductive system. In males, the main reproductive organ is a pair of testes. A pair means there are two testes. So they are the main reproductive organ. And what do testes do? They produce the male sex cells. They produce the male sex cells called sperms. That's number one. And they also produce the male sex hormone called testosterone. So testes have two functions: to produce sperms and to produce the sex hormone called testosterone. Now, if you look at this diagram shows the entire male reproductive system. It starts with a penis. Yet a penis is a muscular organ which has a capacity of becoming hard because it has spongy urethra in it, which will fill with blood, and when they fill with blood, the penis becomes hard, and when the blood drains away, the penis remains soft. This is the testis, right? The testis. Above the testis is a sac-like structure called the epididymis, and the testis and the epididymis are in a sac outside the human male human body, that is called scrotum. The sac is called scrotum. Okay. Then the tube, the urethra, the urinary opening. This is the urinary opening. It is the urinogenital tract, meaning this opening is a common opening in males, right? In males there's a common opening for urine as well as genital means sperm for the sexual reproduction, and as also for urine. So this is the urinogenital tract. You see, the urinogenital tract opens into the bladder. See, one part is opening into the bladder up here, and the second part that is opening into the seminal vesicles and the the seminal vesicle, and where the sperm or semen is collected. Okay, let us see about these organs in little detail. So, bladder is for urine, right? Bladder is for urine. Urine is collected in the bladder, and when the bladder becomes full, we get an urge to urinate, and the urine will pass through this opening, see, right, to the urinogenital duct. The testis, this is the testis. It is connected with the tube. This tube is called the vas deferens. This tube is called the vas deferens. Okay, vas deferens, and collectively, right? See, there is a prostate gland, the sperm duct or the vas deferens. That is the vas deferens. Okay, and up here we have the, what do we have? You see in the first, we have the seminal vesicle where the semen also is secreted. So, the male reproductive system includes testis, the scrotum, which is a sac, the sperm ducts, or also called vas deferens, the sex glands, and penis. Right? Sex gland could be the seminal vesicle and even prostate glands. All these organs work together to produce sperm and other components of semen. So, semen is made up of sperm plus the secretions of the glands. The glands are the seminal vesicles, the prostate gland, and Cowper's gland. Right? This is a capital C, the Cowper's gland. So these are the three glands whose secretion enters that into the sac, and it mixes with sperm, and these secretions together will form the semen. Sperm is where the genetic code is, right? The DNA of the male is in the sperm. The other liquids are only a medium in which the sperm can swim. Penis and the urethra are the part of reproductive and urinary system. That is why I told you it is called the urinogenital tract. Yeah, it's the urinogenital tract. Why? Because it's a common tract, common opening for urine as well as sperm to come out. The scrotum, the seminal vesicle, the vas deferens, that is the duct, right, sperm duct, the testicles, that's the testis, and prostate gland constitute all the other remaining reproductive system. And Cowper's gland is not mentioned here. It's a small gland, but it's also a very important secretion it gives. The penis has a root that is connected to the structures of both the pelvic bone and the lower abdominal region. That's the shaft's visible part. The penis is like a rod-like structure. Right? So they connect to the lower abdominal glands that has a cone-shaped end. The penis has a cone-shaped end. The urethra's opening is the channel that carries semen and urine and lies at the tip of the penis. The base of the penis is known as corona. So when you talk of penis involves three cylindrical spaces of erectile tissue. So penis is made up of erectile tissue. The two which are larger, the three cylindrical spaces, the two which are larger, the corpora cavernosa, lie side by side, and the third one is called sinus, called corpus spongiosum, which covers the urethra. You don't have to remember this, right? This is not a part of your NCERT portion, but just I gave it to you for extra knowledge. The penis becomes rigid means hard when these spaces are filled by the blood. Right? So the erectile tissue, when blood rushes inside the tissue, the spaces are filled and the penis becomes rigid or hard. When the blood moves out of these tissues, the penis becomes flaccid or soft. Then the scrotum. Scrotum is a sac of thick skin that protects and surrounds the testis. It controls the temperature of the testis. Why? Because testes have to be at a slightly lower temperature than body temperature. See, body temperature is around 37 degrees Celsius. For suitable sperm creation, for sperm to be produced suitably, the temperature of the testis must be around 34 degrees Celsius. So that is why the scrotum is outside the body, and that is why the temperature of the testis, which is in the scrotum, is at around 2 to 3 degrees lesser than the body temperature. Now you see one thing, in winter time, when it is cold outside, the scrotum will become tight. The scrotum sac will become tight, moving the testis towards the body. So the testis will move towards the body and it will touch the body, so that the temperature of the testis may be raised. And the reverse will occur. When it is hot, the temperature is quite hot, at that time the scrotum will become loose and the testis will go away, right? Will fall away from the body. Right? So this helps in maintaining the body temperature also. The temperature of the testis, body temperature is always constant. The temperature in the of the testis have to be controlled. So So the muscles in the wall allow the testes to hang far from the body or shrink to pull them closer for protection and warmth. That is just what I told you a little while back. Now when I talk of testes, they are oval bodies, mean round shaped bodies, around 1.5 to 3 inches in length. The left testis, generally the left testis hangs slightly lower than the right one. This is to accommodate, because the two testes are between the legs. So if the both testes are at the same level, there may be a lot of friction and a lot of injury to testes. So left testis is slightly lower, right testis is slightly higher. That allows for proper adjustment between the legs. The function of testis, there are two primary functions of testis. One is to produce testosterone, which is the male sex hormone, and the second is to produce sperms, which are the carrier of man's genes. Now, the seminal vesicle are present over the prostate gland. So there is a prostate gland, and just above them we have this seminal vesicle. They are linked with the vas deferens to create the ejaculatory ducts that travel through the prostate. So from the penis, let us revise that. So from the testis, the sperm which is produced in the testis will pass through the vas deferens, and this sperm will mix with other fluids of the seminal vesicle, the prostate gland and the Cowper's gland to form semen. Right? So the sperm plus other fluids will form the semen. This semen will pass through the urethra in the penis, which is the tube in the penis, and be ejected out of the body. The seminal vesicles and prostate generate fluid, and what they do, these fluids, they nourish the sperm. This fluid provides maximum volume to the semen, wherein the sperm is ejected during ejaculation. Right? The process is called ejaculation, removal of the semen out from the penis to the outside. So the urethra, this urethra is a tube-like structure that connects the urinary bladder to the urinary opening. In males, the urethra travels through the penis, and again it has two functions. This region is included in the urinary tract that takes urine from the bladder, okay, and also where semen is ejaculated. So it ejects two things, urine and also semen. The prostate exists beneath the bladder and it covers the urethra. Now with age, as you age, the prostate becomes larger. If the prostate grows too much, it can block the urine flow to the urethra and be responsible for some urinary symptoms also. You see, you mark something, when old people, especially old males, right, at night they get up very frequently, maybe every 1 hour to 2 hours, to go for urination. The simple reason is that the prostate gland has become little big now, and it is putting pressure on the bladder. So the bladder is unable to keep as much urine as it was keeping before. So the bladder gets full faster now, because the bladder has become small now compared to earlier. The volume of the bladder is reduced, so the bladder keeps less urine and it gets filled faster. So there's a more urge for urination, and at the same time controlling the urine also becomes very hard in older people, right? You see. So this concludes the male reproductive system. We will talk of the female reproductive system in the next video. So bye, meet you then.